So welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and I'm excited to welcome you to my live event. I do this once a month. However, next month in May of 2025, I will not have a live event, so I'm giving away some extra prizes this month. I'm going to be going to Europe for over 2 weeks, and I just decided not to do a live event because it was going to be a little bit too hard on me. So I'm doing this at the end of April to kind of guide us into May. So I will miss seeing you guys on here next month, but don't worry, I'll be sharing along the way. So if you're not a member of my recipe community already, I hope you will join me. You can find it by going to theflipflopchef.com and click the button at the top of the page. It'll redirect you to my recipe community. I'm going to have some other great exciting things happening while I'm away. I am still going to be giving away free Pampered Chef, even though I'm not going to be here. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Tonight, I have a lot of great things to share with you. I'm going to show you how to make a street corn chicken recipe using Pampered Chef's new creamy jalapeno seasoning mix. I know a lot of you guys watching were Taste Bud subscribers, even though that program has ended. A lot of you got to try this when it was a sample in our Taste Buds program. And so some of you guys are going to win those tonight, and everybody's going to be able to purchase this on May the 1st. So this couple of things I'm going to show you can't get tonight, but you will be able to get them on May 1st. And I'm going to leave the party open until May the 2nd. So hopefully if you registered ahead, hopefully you got all the information from me so that you know all the great details. But I'm going to go over the prizes in just a few minutes, but we're going to make street corn chicken. We're also going to make creamy jalapeno rice using the 3-quart micro cooker plus, and I've got a queso dip. If you missed that video, I posted a really short, like under a minute video showing you how to make this cottage cheese queso, which also uses the creamy jalapeno seasoning. So this seasoning is the star of the show tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my 3-quart micro cooker plus. I think I've finally transitioned enough to know what it's called now. I wanted to call it the rice cooker for so long because that's what our old product that does all the same things is called. So if you hear me call it the rice cooker, just go with me and know that it's a 3-quart micro cooker plus. This has 2 lids, so this is a little bit different than our regular micro cookers because they just have a steaming lid. This is kind of like a pressure cooker, but for your microwave. So I have 2 cups of jasmine rice in here. You can add 1 to 2 tablespoons of this creamy jalapeno seasoning. For this recipe, I'm going to suggest only 1 tablespoon because this seasoning is going to be on the chicken. It's also in the cheese dip. And if you mix it all together, then you're going to have a little bit of heat. It's not super spicy, but there is some heat. So if you like spicy, go ahead and add a little bit more. But I'm going to just do 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to pour this in. I'll tell you guys a funny story. Last night I made a different recipe, which I'll share at some point in my recipe community. It's a recipe that was for the old air fryer, which I loved making. I made it yesterday in the new air fryer. And anyways, I made just plain rice. And Connor said, why didn't you make that rice? Well, you should make this rice with that new jalapeno thing. I said, well, I did that last week and you didn't like it. Or he said, I wish this was plain rice. And he goes, oh, well, maybe you should make it again and let me try again because he really likes this seasoning. All right, so I'm going to just stir this up. 4 cups of water, 2 cups of rice, 1 tablespoon of the seasoning. We're gonna put the inner lid in, the outer lid on, and look, you're gonna lock this on each side so that this doesn't fly off in the microwave. I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 20 minutes. While I am over here, you'll see my air fryer back here. Hopefully you guys saw my air fryer class that I posted yesterday. If you haven't, it's here on YouTube. It's also in all my Facebook pages as well. So I put the air fryer back here. We're gonna do something in the background, but I'm gonna go ahead and preheat it. I'm gonna use the air fryer, which is the bottom. The top is a toaster oven. So I'm gonna preheat the bottom on the heat and crisp setting. So let me do both of these things and I will come right back. It says, let's get cooking. So I hope you guys are ready to get cooking. I'm gonna put this on heat and crisp. Whoops, hang on. I gotta change the time. Heat and crisp. And I'm gonna do 10 minutes. Okay, if you couldn't hear me, I may have been too far away from the microphone. I put this on heat and crisp for 10 minutes. We are going to test this today together. So this recipe for street corn chicken, which I've shared a link with you guys, it's pinned at the top of this page in the comments. This is made on the grill, like the outside grill, but I'm gonna show you a different way to make it. When I've made this, the few times I've made it before, I have put the corn and the bell pepper in a skillet on the stove top instead of grilling the whole cobs of corn on the grill, and I cook the chicken on my indoor-outdoor portable grill. So I'm gonna change things up. The ingredients are the same. It's just the way we're getting to the end is a little bit different than the recipe. But you're gonna have a few different options for that. This is gonna be for my cooked chicken, so I'm gonna set that aside. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our bell pepper and our corn ready. And if you missed this post the other day on my recipe community, this is our utensil scrubber. So it looks like dentures, looks like teeth here. This is what I use for cleaning the silks off of my corn, and I use it for potatoes and sweet potatoes, anything like that. I don't really use this one on dishes. You could get a second one if you want one for dishes and one for your vegetables. I tend to use the kitchen brushes, the bottle brushes in my sink. So for this particular item, I use this one exclusively for vegetables. So I just held these under the faucet and I scrubbed back and forth. You kind of want to start what would be the top to the bottom. So I just scrub in that direction, and that's the best way to get these silks off of that. So this is the utensil scrubber. I keep it right here in this drawer with all of my kitchen towels so that I know where to find it and nobody else uses it on dishes. All right, now this plate is actually a new product, so stay tuned. I'm going to show you some of that in a little bit. This is our 2-quart classic batter bowl, which I know you guys are all familiar with this. It comes with a lid. It might be shaped differently than one that you've had in the past, but it does the same thing. We made it so that these could stack. So the small batter bowl, I think I put it up. It hooks right on the side, which was a complaint with our previous versions because you couldn't really stack them very well. Now, this is our kernel cutter. I'm gonna zoom in for this so that you guys can see. I'm gonna take my kernel cutter and my corn on the cob, and I'm going to just cut the kernels off of the cob. I'm gonna do this 4 times, so you're gonna get to see it a lot. I'm gonna tell you a funny story, at least I find it to be funny. I've lived in Florida now for 5 years, but I lived in Georgia the rest of my life before I moved here. And so I am a Southern girl, born and raised. And one of the first parties I did here with using the kernel cutter, I said something about how it's really great when you put up corn. And everybody looked so confused because they were like, what do you mean, put up corn? Because I guess you don't grow corn in Florida. People don't put up corn in Florida. So if you don't know, putting up corn means that you're putting it up on the shelf. You're canning it, putting it up, or you're putting it up in the freezer. So whatever it means to you, that's what putting up corn means. And this is the best tool because it scrapes the cob also. So if you are a Southern person and you live where you grow corn, this gets all the milk off of the cob too. So if you're going, I didn't know corn had milk, it's just the juice from the cob. So this scrapes all of that off, and it is perfect. And you can see how easy this is to use. So this is our kernel cutter. I washed and dried my hands here. And then this recipe only says to grill the corn. I have to make things the way that I know I'm gonna like them and how I know my family is gonna like them. So the air fryer is ready. It says add food. It will stay in this add food position for 10 minutes. A couple of times I've preheated it and I'm like, it cut off on me. It didn't wait for me, but I was taking too long. So I timed it one day to see how long it will stay on this add food, and it's 10 minutes. If you missed that, don't worry. You can just bypass the preheat setting by starting it over. When it says preheat, just press the button to start, okay? This recipe only grills the corn, but I know myself and my family will want the red bell pepper cooked. Keith is one of those people who, whenever he orders fajitas or something, he asks for the peppers and the onions to be well grilled, like he wants them super soft. So that's what we're going for today. This is a new dinner plate. Comes in our new outdoor servingware, dinnerware set. So I'm gonna show you some more of these in just a little bit. I'm gonna set that out of the way for the moment. We're gonna get our bell peppers ready to go. I'm gonna show you a couple of different tools here. We're gonna put this on one of our small oven baking sheets. We're gonna put it in the air fryer so that this will heat and crisp, right? So the easiest way to cut a bell pepper, I should zoom in on this one too. Whoops, I didn't tap, I tapped too fast. So you're gonna cut around like this. The goal is that you're gonna cut around most of those seeds. So I do have some. You're gonna toss this, save the rest. I'm gonna just wipe that in there. And I have a couple sitting there. And now I'm not gonna be chasing those all over the place. If you've not seen our quick slice, I love this tool because, oh, by the way, I need to heat my grill. So let me do that real quick because it takes a few minutes to do that. I got everything else preheating and going, but we're gonna need that grill too. So you see how I can just line this up? You're gonna just press down and you get these like julienne slices, and then you can move them around here and you can do this, and look, you have diced red bell pepper. So we're gonna do this a couple of times. You can put it skin up, skin down. I find that it works best skin down. Oops, get these little guys back in there. They're wanting to jump around. All right, so this is how you can get that perfect dice every time. By the way, this quick slice will hold 4 hard-boiled eggs. I know that because other people have told me. I don't eat hard-boiled eggs. I only cook them for demonstration purposes, and then I give them away. Oops. There we go. Oops, I did that wrong. That's okay. This side was the fat side. So I had a lot of slices. Okay, one more. I'm just gonna slice that one because it was little anyways. And then these flexible cutting mats, they are dishwasher safe. I get a lot of questions about that because people think that they can't put them in the dishwasher because they will fold up or they will melt. The key, which I try to teach my family, is to keep it like this. So if you have a dinner plate here we'll use this as an example. So you want to put it like this, not like, so like if this is on one side and then you don't want it to have something that's going to push it this way because the heat in the dishwasher will kind of mold that and you don't want that to happen. All right, so we're going to use, you could use either of these products or you could use the sheet pan that comes with the air fryer. Personally, I like the small oven bakeware set because they don't stick as much as the sheet pan that comes in the air fryer. This sheet pan is thinner, so it doesn't have as high of a rim around the edges. This is also great for using as a drip tray if you have something that's super juicy. Because this air fryer has crumb trays, not drip tray like the last one. So if you don't know, go back tomorrow or later tonight and watch my deluxe air fryer and oven class. I published it yesterday, so it should be easy for you to find on my channel. You can also use the small oven baking pan. This is probably our most used pan over here. We have 2 of these, and this holds as much as a 9x13 pan. So I love that. It holds a lot, it does a lot. I am gonna spritz this with oil. You can also just oil the food, but in this case, we don't need very much. My fan is blowing the oil away, so I'm gonna hold this close. And I didn't pump much in here because I didn't need very much. Make sure you burp that. When you're done, I'm gonna take a scraper and mix this around. And I think I said at the beginning, I'm testing this. I usually do this on the stovetop. And you know what, I'm changing my mind. I wanna put this in this pan. I'll tell you why. Let me spray it too. Remember I said I'm testing this as we're going tonight? It would probably be fine on there, but since the air fryer has a fan and the fan is on the side, I don't want any of these little corn kernels to get flown around the air fryer. So we're gonna make a quick change, which is why I had this here. And by the way, if you didn't notice, this small oven baking sheet doubles as a lid for the small oven baking pan. And the baking sheet only comes in the set, the small oven baking set, which is these 2 pieces and, oh, I was like, what am I smelling? I forgot I'm cooking rice in the microwave. All right, so I'm just gonna spread this around. We're gonna put this in the air fryer, so hang on. I'm gonna press this button because I feel like it's not gonna wait for me much longer. All right, we have 10 more minutes on the rice. So we just have to get our chicken ready to go. I need to make some space here on my sink because I have a whole lot more stuff that's gonna go in here. All right, so to get our chicken ready, we are going to add some oil. We're gonna add some of that creamy jalapeno seasoning mix, and I have my grill preheating, and this has the grill plates, and I think I know what I'm smelling. I must have had a little bit of grease left on here from the last thing I cooked. Even though I washed this in the dishwasher, I will say I had to have my dishwasher repaired. I think maybe I have finally convinced Connor to go into the trade industry when he found out that it cost me $110 to pay the appliance guy to come over here, unscrew the little plate, the kick plate, and reach his hand in there and push a switch to turn the fuse back on. Apparently some power surge or something tripped the fuse in my dishwasher, and so for about a week of me trying to figure out why my dishes weren't getting cleaned, I bought a new filter and all this stuff that I could do on my own. He was like, oh, I'm turning $10 just to come in here and do that. I'm like, hey, that's why I keep telling you, get a job where you're in the trade industry and you charge people $100 or more an hour. So side note, it probably didn't get as clean as I wanted it to since my dishwasher has been malfunctioning. So at least I know what that smell is now. All right, I've got 3 chicken breasts, and I actually got these ready last night. So when I made the lemon garlic, I can't remember what it's called. They were something on skewers, but I made it in that pan that I've got in the air fryer right now. I prepped those chicken breasts, and I prepped these and put it in this container so that they were already ready. I already trimmed them up and everything. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our chicken breasts, and I'm gonna pound these with our meat tenderizer. All right, so I'm gonna take our meat tenderizer, but I'm using the flat side. So it also has these little spikes like your traditional tenderizer, but I'm not wanting to tenderize the chicken. I just wanna flatten it. And this will help it cook evenly, and it'll cook a little bit quicker. I did preheat my grill on the grill setting, which is 400 degrees. And if you didn't hear it, as I was talking to you, it says add. So that's kind of like perfect timing. I set it for 7 minutes. And we have 7 minutes and 35 seconds left on that. Am I good on this timing or what? I'm doing pretty good tonight. I'm gonna take my oil and vinegar dispenser, and I'm gonna just drizzle a little bit of oil on here first and rub this around. And I probably will need a little bit more. If you've never seen this, you press and squeeze, and it has a straw in there. And that straw, when you squeeze on the sides, it sucks up the oil so that I always try to keep a clean hand so I don't have to wash my hands every 2 seconds. But then you're gonna pull up that oil from the bottom, and you can measure teaspoons or up to a tablespoon. Now I'm using the shaking side of our bottle here. I almost never measure the seasoning when I'm making grilled chicken, and I use my deluxe grill and griddle all the time. It is one of the most used appliances at my house because I have one kid who only eats chicken. He doesn't eat any red meat. That would be Connor. Red meat or pizza. So if I'm making red meat, he's probably gonna make himself a pizza. So I do grill a lot of chicken because we can reheat it well in a micro cooker. But just measure this with your heart. Make sure it's nice and coated. Don't be afraid to season your food. All right, let me get all this seasoning off of my hand. And in just about a minute, my air fryer is gonna beep and tell me to flip the food. What that means in this new air fryer is you actually flip the pan around rather than swapping out the trays. All right, so I'm gonna take these chicken breasts. I'm gonna put these right on here. And the plates on this grill are dishwasher safe, as I mentioned earlier, so they are removable. And we're gonna let those cook for 7 minutes. And at that thickness, you pound up those chicken breasts. 7 minutes works perfectly every single time. I don't even need a thermometer. I've probably done this 100 times at this point. Excuse me. So, while we're waiting on all of this, I want to show you something else. This is a new product. It's not available until May the 1st. You do get double entries if you shop tonight. So you can always place another order before the end of the week for some of these new items. And I don't know what specials Pampered Chef might introduce on the 1st. So we've got a couple of days for you guys to get things checked out over here. Okay, this says flip food. So I'm gonna use my oven gloves. If you don't have these, you gotta get these. if you didn't know this, on the heat and crisp setting, the last few minutes of cooking, the temperature automatically rises so that it'll crisp it up. These may need more time. I haven't made it before this way, so we're gonna learn together. But in the meantime, we're gonna work on using our frozen drink maker. Some of you may have seen Connor's video. He made a mint chocolate frozen drink. So let me get my frozen drink cup. This is the frozen drink cup. And then I have my mixture, and I haven't tried this yet. I'm gonna whisk this together. Just like our ice cream maker, we have found that this works better if you refrigerate the mixture first. All right, you guys, I apologize. All this creamy jalapeno seasoning, I am starting to I feel like it's choking me. We're gonna pour this in the frozen cup. This is just a little espresso steaming cup. It's not a Pampered product. I actually got it at Goodwill. This frozen drink maker comes with this little spoon, and what you're supposed to do is occasionally scrape the side. So I'm gonna set this aside. Hopefully I don't forget to occasionally do that. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes for this to kind of freeze up, and you're just gonna stir as you go. So this is completely a test. I haven't tried this one yet. I put 2 tablespoons of our orange creamsicle mix in a measuring cup. And then I poured orange juice into the half a cup fill line. And then I poured milk to the 1 cup fill line. I whisked it all together, put it in the fridge, and oh yeah, it's already starting to thicken up. So I can't wait to taste this. The boys know I'm making this, so I can't just like eat it all and not share it with them. They probably know they're watching me on YouTube in the other room right now. So I'm gonna keep doing that. But this is our orange creamsicle mix. I just took out a tablespoon. I put the rest of it in one of our 2-cup prep bowls, and I'll use that. I have a feeling to make more of this. All right, if you missed the video for the cottage cheese queso, it sounds terrible, unless you're somebody who likes cottage cheese. I'm not one of those people, but I do use it in some recipes. But this is the cottage cheese dip, and I have it in our insulated bowl to keep it warm. It'll keep it hot for 2 hours here. This is made in the deluxe cooking blender. I couldn't have all these appliances going at the same time. I would be running all over the place, and the blender makes a lot of noise, so I decided to make this ahead and then just show you guys. So, all right. You guys, this is terrible. I don't usually stand this close to my grill. I usually have it on the other side of the kitchen, but that creamy jalapeno seasoning is getting to me a little bit, so I apologize. All right, we have less than 2 minutes left on both the vegetables and the rice. So let's do some prizes, and if you didn't know this, at the very end of the video, I will answer all your questions. So make sure you're putting them in the chat, and I will go through those with you together. But I have some prizes I'm giving away during the live event, and then the rest of the prizes will be given away after the event. So when you shop the party, you'll be able to get entries to win and double entries when you shop today. All right, so my first prize is for a new product that's not available for purchase tonight, but it will be available on the 1st. And that is our new key lime dessert mix. So very similar to our creamsicle mix. Maybe you saw my stories this week where I made a key lime pie. Delicious. I recorded a video so that you guys will be able to see that and know how to make that. The winner of that is Ron Schmid. So Ron, I hope you're watching. I will get that mailed out to you this week. I have a frozen drink maker. Glad it's on my list. Oh yeah, I missed my stirring. So let me do that real quick. All right, so the winner of the frozen drink maker is Lori Parker. And Lori, I know you have a grandbaby that you may have more than one. I know of one. So I know that you guys will enjoy this. So that is going to go to Lori Parker. This will be available for purchase on the 1st. And then I have 2 winners for the mint chocolate flavoring, which is also a new product available May 1st. That will be going to Cindy Phillips and Miss Bunny Duncan. And Bunny, if you're watching, Keith told me that he saw you when he was in Carrollton, and that you said hello, so hello right back to you. I will be mailing those mint chocolate flavorings out to Bunny and Cindy, and I have 4 winners for the seasoning packet, so I don't have the bottles, but seasoning packets for the creamy jalapeno seasoning mix, and those winners are Dina Norris, Kelly Bacho, Carla Craig, and Sarah Vanover. I have all of these products in my office ready to ship out, so those will go out Monday or Tuesday, and I will try to remember to add each person's email. If you're a winner and I don't have your shipping address, make sure to send me a message so that I have it. Excuse me. After the party's over, I will also be giving away these other prizes. So a deluxe air fryer and oven. Last month, Pat Cook won the air fryer, and I believe that shipment arrives tomorrow, and I will be mailing that to Pat, and the other one will go out to another lucky winner. The utensil starter set, the small oven square pizza stone, the guacamole keeper with the avocado tool and the mix, the modular grill pan set. I don't know if that's right. Modular grill, maybe it's called modular. It's the ones for the actual grill outside. So it's a set of 3 pans. All right, our chicken is done. How beautiful. Maybe I can breathe again. And the electric twist and chop. So lots and lots of great prizes. So you guys will be entered in to win that. Look at this. Can you guys see this? So it looks so good. I'm actually gonna taste this, because right now the only flavor I have in my mouth is this creamy jalapeno seasoning. So, oh yeah, that's so good. You could probably put 2 tablespoons of that orange creamsicle mix, but put that in before you measure the liquids. And the reason you want to do that is because if you put it in after, you're increasing the volume and you don't want to go over this fill line. So that's pretty important. All right, let me see if I can get my cutting board. And I like to use my chef's tongs. And I'm gonna just take this chicken. Look how perfect this is. And I'm gonna let this rest, and always let your chicken or your meat, whatever you're cooking, let it rest if it's a protein. And the juices will kind of redistribute inside, and you're gonna get a much, much more moist result if you do that than if you just cut into it right away. All right, yeah, I gotta keep stirring this. I'm kind of committed now. Hopefully it doesn't turn into just a solid rock, but we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. All right, so my rice is done. Our vegetables are done. At the very top of this chat for tonight, you're gonna find the specials. The April specials are available, and these prices are already amazing. Let me grab both of these things here. All right, this is the rice. I'll show you guys that in just a second. This is our, we don't sell this anymore. Silicone lid cover is what this was called. You see it sticks to the counter, so it's a trivet, but it also doubles as a lid for like a 9x13 baker. I have found that it's perfect for these air fryer pans. So I can't sell it to you, but if you have it, you can get it out of your cabinet. All right. This looks great. So it's nice and roasted. And what I want to do is speed this up. I'm going to transfer it to another bowl. I meant to keep that bowl out, and I didn't. So I'm going to get this mixing bowl, and let me get my scoop and drain. All right. Because we want this to be a little bit cooled off, because we're going to mix this in with some mayonnaise. So I'm going to just take this out, and you guys can see like there's very little to have to clean up in this pan. All right. I'm going to pop this in the fridge because we don't have all that much time together tonight, just to kind of speed up the cooling time. So I've got my corn and my red peppers. We're gonna add to that some mayonnaise and cilantro and green onions. Excuse me. All right. Ooh. Let's see. We're gonna also add, basically we're gonna build this. We're gonna put rice in a bowl. We're gonna put the corn mixture on the top. I like to mix the rice, the corn mixture, and some cheese, and then put the chicken on the top. You can make it however way you want. You can layer it however way you want. It is so good. And you guys, have to tell you this, the April special if you spend $90 or more, you're gonna be able to get this tortilla warmer for free. Let me tell you, the other day, I was trying to figure out, I was standing at the fridge and I was like, well, I don't have any rice left, and I forgot to buy some more rice at the store. And I had a little bit of corn and a little bit of chicken, and I was like, but I don't have any rice. And Connor just, without thinking, he's gonna be such a great cook, he said, why don't you just put it in a tortilla? And so I did. I got my 4.5 quart stainless saucepan out, and I toasted 2 tortillas, and then I put the chicken and cheese and corn mixture inside of 2 tortillas, and it was so good. I think Keith ate a little bit of that tonight because I had some extra. So, so many things, but this tortilla warmer is great. I didn't make that in here, but this is what you use to warm tortillas. So if you wanted to, you could take this mixture and put it in a tortilla, and it's gonna taste amazing. So it's gonna be like your own Chipotle or a Moe's build your own burrito thing. This goes in the microwave for 1 minute with your pack of tortillas. You can also use this when you're making pancakes or waffles, and as you're making them, you can put them in here to keep them warm until you're finished with the other. So, all right, my frozen drink is stuck to the sides, but that's okay. Like I said, the boys will figure it out later. But the tortilla warmer is free through the last day of April when you spend $90 or more. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. Let me show you the rice. I do want to fluff this and be careful when you take the lid off. The magic of this, you can see there's a little bit of starch on the top. You don't want to burn yourself. So like you learned in home ec, I don't know if they teach home ec anymore. I don't think they do. Open that away from you. And then 9 times out of 10, this inner lid is still going to be stuck in there. So either get your citrus and onion peeler or a butter knife to help you take this off. But again, open it so that the steam is away from you. So I'm going to put this one in the sink, and I'm just going to fluff this rice. Look at this, perfect rice. And the reason I fluff it is because I feel like if I don't fluff it and I just let it sit in here, it's going to come out the shape of this bowl, and that's not what I'm going for today. So I'm going to put this lid on here and set this aside, and we'll build one of these bowls at the end. So I think what I'll do next is we'll go ahead and shred our cheese. So let me get another cutting mat because I have used all of them. This is something that you can't have too many of. I use them all the time. And almost spilled the mayonnaise. Glad that I did. I'm going to use some Colby Jack cheese. This recipe suggests cotija cheese or Parmesan cheese, and personally, I'm not a big fan of the cotija cheese, and I just didn't feel like Parmesan. I wasn't feeling Parmesan vibes with this because it's more of a Mexican dish. So you can use the queso dip, or you can use your cheddar. I'm using a Colby Jack, and if you let your cheese come to room temperature, it will shred so much easier than if you take it right out of the fridge cold. Now I am going to use this food holder, so those of you worried about me shredding my fingers, I try not to bleed at my parties, whether in person or online. I bled at my first party, so my goal ever since then was just to not bleed, right? So I'm going to hold this until I get down to the little square, and I'm going to slide this up, and let's see, I'm going to turn this. I'm gonna stick this in here. It's not quite short enough to use that food plunger yet, but we're gonna push this in and finish this off. And we're gonna serve this in one of the new products coming. So I'm giving you a little tease, but the good news is at the end of the week, you can buy these new products. All right, so this is one of the salad bowls for our new dinnerware set, I think is what it's called. And perfect size for the cheese. So, and I've just got some bamboo tongs. We don't sell these particular tongs anymore, but I have them and I love them. So let me show you. I have salsa in this, and if you're one of the lucky people who have this cute little ladle and those tongs, I know you love those. So they're a little bit two-tone. I don't know if you can see that in the video. I actually didn't realize that until I looked at it from across the room. I'm like, oh, two bowls are the same color and the other two are just slightly darker. And I actually love that. So there's a cool contrast to these. But you get 4 like salad bowls, cereal bowls, 4 salad plates, and 4 dinner plates. These are made of melamine, so they are not to be, you don't microwave in them. They can go in the dishwasher away from the heating element, but they're not for cooking in. But I love these. They are like the best quality. I have some other melamine plates, and these are so much better. So this is the 12-piece outdoor dinnerware set, I believe is what it's called. 4 bowls, 4 salad plates, and 4 dinner plates. I'm gonna set this over here. And then you'll notice I have the outdoor serving bowl sets. I have watermelon in this one, and this holds about 1.5 bags of all these chips. And so these are perfect for entertaining outside or even inside, because when you look at them, they don't look like they're melamine. They look like they're ceramic. They are gorgeous. So I know you guys are gonna love these. I believe, let me just double check. I'll give you guys some prices and also tell you what items are while supplies last. So outdoor serving bowl set, these 2 pieces here will be $45. They are only while supplies last, so these are not permanent items in our catalog. The outdoor dinnerware set, $105 while supplies last. The creamy jalapeno seasoning mix will be $9. The key lime dessert mix will be $9. The mint chocolate flavoring is $12. The frozen drink maker, I think my spoon's gonna be just frozen in there, $29, but you can save a little bit if you buy a set of 2, they'll be $55. We have a few other new products coming, so stay tuned for another video. I recorded it on Friday. I just have to edit it, and then I will share it with you guys, and you'll see all of the other new products. I'm just checking all my things here to make sure. Oh, I told you I would tell you the sale, and I did not. So I will read this real quick, and then we're gonna finish up, and I'll answer your questions. So the April entertaining sale, you will find this in the link pinned at the top of the video. The cup zester is $17. The quick stir pitcher is $23.80. The family size quick stir pitcher is $28.05. The charcuterie and cheese board accessories, $46.75. Rectangular cool and serve tray is $51. Stoneware chip and dip, $68. The on-the-go 5-quart serving bowl, which would have held the whole watermelon, it's on sale for $84.15, and the dual-sided charcuterie board is $84.15. So these specials end on the last day of April. So if you want these, you can't wait to get these prices with the new products on May 1st. So that's why I'm saying some of you are probably gonna wanna place 2 orders. So if you shop tonight, you get double entries, and then the new products will launch on May 1st. And if you want some of those, you can add a new order. You'll also be eligible for the May guest special, which I don't remember off the top of my head, so I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. And anything that Pampered Chef might announce that I don't have information about right now. So May 1st, make sure you're in my recipe community, theflipflopchef.com, so that you have access to all of that. But I can't wait to read the comments, because I know you guys are going to love these outdoor bowls. So let me set these aside, and we're going to get everything together. I'm going to keep the cheese, because we're gonna need that. And by the way, the frozen drink maker comes with this little cheat sheet. Oh yeah, so the boys can just scrape this down, and whoop, I think I just splashed that on me. So you can get that out of the sides with the spoon. So if I have something on my face, y'all just tell me later, okay? All right, so we are going to, I'm gonna answer your questions in just a second. And yes, the key lime pie is while supplies last. I just happened to see that when I was checking. Let's get all of this ready to go. So I'm gonna get my corn mixture out of the fridge. Hopefully it's had enough time to cool off just a tiny bit. We're gonna add a couple things to this. The bowl is cold, so that is a good sign. I didn't get enough scrapers or cutting mats out today. All right, it's still warm, but we're gonna go with it. So we're going to add some cilantro and some green onions. Now this is the herb prep set. If you're already in my recipe community, I hope that you have already entered to win this set, which I will be drawing a winner tomorrow. There are no strings attached. All you have to do is leave a comment and tell me you want to win whatever it is that I'm giving away on my Flip Flop Friday post. You look for it every single Friday, and you just leave a comment. It runs Friday to Sunday, and on Monday, I draw a winner. Occasionally, it doesn't happen until Tuesday, but you're entered in to win until I draw a winner. And this week, the winner will get all 3 of these pieces because these are only sold as a set. This is the herb stripper, so you can actually use this if you wanted to strip herbs off of the stems. You could do that. This is the herb mill, and I'm going to show you that now. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. This is a weighted ball that sits in the bottom to kind of weigh these herbs down when it gets to the mill. My friend showed me that I don't have to use this, and it's actually a lot easier and it's a lot quieter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of this cilantro. I'm just going to make a pile on top of my herb mill. And the blade in here is plastic, so I don't have to worry about hurting myself. But look, if I just use my fingers to start it, I don't have to shake that ball or anything. So I do like this better than the mince and roll. And I know Lisa asked something about it. Occasionally I do get a stem with this one, but this is my preference if I am comparing the two. So I really like the herb mill. Now, this is the herb keeper. It's like a base for your fresh herbs, but you'll notice I have some green onions in here. Cut the stems off of these green onions before they put them in there, and they will last a lot longer. So I'm gonna take 2 of these out, take my stainless shears. I'm just going to snip these green onions into my corn, bell pepper, cilantro mixture here. I don't like the whites, so I'm not gonna use that part. Mix this together. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. This is our measure all cup. You're gonna pull this down to the measurement that you need. And in case you don't know this, you sometimes, especially when you first get it, you're gonna need to press in the middle of this when it's completely empty. So let me show you. You press that out. It actually says press here, and a lot of people don't know that. That's where you're gonna get this started so that you can pull it down to whatever measurement you want. And then you just scrape off that, and the other side is for your liquid ingredients. So we're gonna mix this together, and then we're gonna build our meal. Oh, you guys, so this is the corn mixture I mixed with chicken, and I added some cheese into a tortilla. It was so good. So you can serve it with rice, you can serve it in a tortilla, you can do so many different things. You can make, what was I gonna say? You can make nachos, you can really just get creative. All right, let's see if I have a spoon. I've never served rice with tongs, but let's see if I can get it out with this. If not, I'll get another spatula. All right, so we're gonna just add the rice. Close enough, right? Okay, add the rice. And then I'm gonna add, and you can mix all of this together if you wanna do that instead of letting each person build their own. Put the corn and peppers mixture on there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, you can use a tomato knife or a steak knife. I'm gonna use, whoops, I should have, my other cutting mat was, my one with the grooves was in the dishwasher, and so I just decided I would just use this one, but I have juice everywhere. So this chicken is cooled just enough to where I can hold it, and you're just going to slice your chicken. And it is so juicy, and that's why I love using Deluxe Grill and Griddle. The chicken is perfect every single time. And then I'm gonna use my fingers, put a little cheese on the top, and that is our street corn chicken. So I'm gonna see if I can slide this out of the way, and then I'll clean up my mess in front of me, and I'll clean up the other mess later because I made a big mess. That's why our groove cutting board is the best. So you could also get a little bit more cilantro. So I'm gonna cut a little bit more, put it in here. You always want to add a little garnish, make it look pretty, right? So that is our street corn chicken, and you can add some of that queso on there if you want to do that. So how many of you are excited to try this? I want to know, and we're going to get right to your questions. So if you have a question, now's the time. Let me make a clean spot here, and I'm going to cover this rice so that it will stay warm, because I have 3 guys who are going to devour this. Connor will eat the chicken. That's another great thing. When you have a picky eater, we can all have all of this, and he can have some grilled chicken all by itself, and he can, usually I have white rice already in the fridge. So that's one really great thing about cooking this on this grill and griddle. All right, let's see. Question time. Hopefully I didn't forget to tell you anything. All right. Trying to get to the top here. Looks like it's in the wrong order. Let's see if I can reorder this. Okay, here we go. Kim, she mentioned that she has 3 of these oil dispensers. She has vegetable, olive oil, and vanilla, and I love that. I have one for olive oil, one for vanilla, and one for, like, you could put your coffee, your flavored coffee syrups in there. So I highly recommend getting more than one of these. So, all right, let's see, questions. So Robin, I'm sorry I didn't tell you the setting on the grill. I use the grill setting for 7 minutes, and on the grill setting, it's 400 degrees. I just use that default temp. And anybody who's interested in getting a higher priced item, whether it is a, the grill and griddle or the air fryer, I'm starting my last round of parties tomorrow and I won't start any more until after I come back from my trip in Europe. So if you want to get in on 60% off any item, let me know. Send me a text, send me an email, message on Facebook so that I can start you tomorrow. It'll be open for 2 weeks, and it ends the day before I leave, so we'll be all set. And Rosie, you definitely need to get the gloves because you just got your air fryer. Anita asked if I have a deluxe grill and griddle class, and I do. So if you look on my channel, there is a search feature there, but you can also look under the playlist tab. So there's a videos tab, a shorts tab, a live tab, and I believe there's a playlists tab, and each appliance, I have their own playlist. So I don't know how many videos I have for the grill and griddle, but I have 50 videos for the blender, if that gives you an idea. I have lots of videos for most of these appliances. And Samantha, I agree. Connor did great on his video. Rosie, hopefully I answered your question about the cost of the frozen drink maker. I do not trust my memory, so I'm going to get this out. 1 frozen drink maker is $29. 2 will be $55. Yes, this is like an Orange Julius. So, and it's nice and thick. It's gonna be like ice cream by the time I get it to them. So the party closes on the 2nd. And Marcella, hi, yes, this is still live. Hey Ron, I hope you saw that you won a gift. So I'll be mailing that to you. And I hope you got your air fryer. I know there was a delay on the air fryers. And Roberta, the key lime, it is so, so good. Keith has been out of town, and he came home and he said, when you're done with your video, I'm gonna have some of that key lime pie. I will post a video hopefully this week. I just have to do some editing. So let's see. Everybody wants the oven gloves for everyone, right? Okay. Looking for questions. And Lisa said her air fryer arrived today, so I'm so excited about that. Okay, so Samantha, if you open the link that I pinned at the top, there is a link for, that I didn't get to show you guys this. I don't know if I can zoom in that far, but let's see what I can do. All right, let's see how good. This might be a little grainy, but this little appliance slider, I can push that back when I'm not using it, and then just slide it forward. So it's very easy. You can see I did that with 2 fingers, so it's super easy to do that. That link for that is in the pinned link at the top also. I believe, actually, I'm questioning myself. I think it's actually in the air fryer video. So I don't have it in front of me to copy and paste right now, but I will try to add that to you. So let me make a screenshot of that so I don't forget. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, Lisa gave Zach the free tortilla warmer. I'm so glad that he loves that. I love that you share some of his things. I will never forget meeting you, and I remember you telling me that your son might want some of the leftovers, and I was expecting you to bring, I probably never told you this, I was expecting you to bring like a little boy, but he's not. He was a man then, and he's so tall. So it's funny how my expectation, I was expecting you to bring like a little boy, like my little boys, even though Connor's almost as tall as me now. Yes, key lime pies while supplies last. Robin asked, how long do the herbs last in here? So it's hard to give like a set answer. I will say basil doesn't last very long anywhere once you cut it. Basil just doesn't last very long, but cilantro, green onions, parsley, those are gonna last, I mean, a couple weeks in here. You do wanna change out the water. This little window right here, you'll be able to see if the water gets gross. And you can take these two pieces apart, or you can pour out the water from the side and then put fresh water in through the top. Leothea asked, do I grow my own cilantro? I do. However, I don't have any right now on my tower garden because I'm getting ready to break down my tower garden since we're going to be gone for a while. So this came from Walmart, but I do grow my own cilantro. And so normally I just cut off what I need as I go. And I have grown green onions before too, but I'm trying to use everything on my tower, so I don't have any of those. Lisa, my back is better than last month, but it's back to my normal terrible. So thank you for asking. But yes, I'm so thankful that I can get around better than I was. So Robin asked, how spicy is the jalapeno seasoning? So I don't think it's all that spicy, but clearly the smoke or steam from cooking this kind of got to me tonight. But I don't think it's that spicy. So my kids like it. Even Connor likes it. So I don't think it's super spicy, but definitely try it. And like if you ever need to add more, you can always sprinkle some on the top of this after you cook it if you want to. So it's also really good mixed with sour cream, and then this creamy jalapeno seasoning and sour cream over the top, also very good. All right, let's see. I'm looking for questions here. I'm so excited to see you guys are so excited about all of this. And yes, Katrina, you can cut the seasoning in half. I probably scared you guys tonight, but this was just had so much steam, and it was like, even though my fan, I would think it would go that way, it was coming right towards me, and it was getting to me. So, hey Patty, so glad you made it. Let's see. So Lola, you can, I don't think there's any reason that you can't put, I think I have the recent cure here. She asked if you can put hot food in the outdoor dinnerware. I put hot food on that plate right here, so it should be fine. But it says you're not supposed to cook in it, heat on it, or use the stovetop. It doesn't say that you can't put hot food on it. So you're just not cooking on it. So I hope that helps you and everyone else too. Elizabeth said her pregnancy hunger is activated. I wish for so many reasons that you were close to me, Elizabeth. I would come and live on you now and when you get that baby, because I'm so excited for you. Hi Ed and hi Betty. Yes, the creamy jalapeno seasoning will be available May the 1st. So I hope Ed likes it when you cook for him. Mark asked, was the corn cooked before I shaved it off the cob? It was not, but you can use that on those after you cook the corn. So I am one of those people who I don't like to eat the corn off the cob. And so even when I cook corn on the cob, I use that kernel cutter and I cut it off and eat it with a fork. So let's see. Anita, you just need to get the blender. It's been so long, you just need to get that. Okay, let's see. Tammy asked, can the corn mixture be cooked in the old air fryer? It can. I would not recommend putting it on the regular air fryer racks because they would just fall through. So make sure you're using an approved product for that. You could use a small bar pan. I'm trying to think what else you could use for that. Trying to think. There is a whole list in my group though of what's approved to go in there, and you could use, I think the small bar pan would probably be the best bet for that. All right, let's see. Oh, Samantha has 3 tower gardens. I love that. My neighbor down the street, I think she has 4, and she uses them kind of like foliage by her pool, which I think is just brilliant. So let's see. Okay, so the Taste Buds recipes are in the hub. So if you have the hub for the Taste Buds recipes, the link is public so you can still access those recipes. I don't know for how long. I've talked to home office about that because I know that that's where we house all those recipes, even though we all, most of us got recipe cards. But if you happen to not get every single Taste Buds recipe along the way, they are in the hub right now. I'm hoping that they're going to either keep the hub or they're going to transition it out. So if you can't find it, feel free to text me and I will be happy to send you that link. All right. Juanita asked, why can't she do pasta in her micro cooker? Juanita, if you're able to tell me what you are doing, maybe you can text me. I'm not sure what you're doing wrong, but my suggestion is you put the pasta in and cover it just barely with water and then microwave it 1 minute per ounce. So like if you have 12 ounces of pasta, you're going to microwave it for 12 minutes. If you put too much water in it, it will, you may have some boil over. So that's the key. You don't want to put too much pasta or too much water in there because your pasta does need to be covered. So if that's your issue, then maybe reduce the amount of pasta in the water or reduce the amount of water. You just need enough to cover the pasta. Yes, Rosie, I will be posting my Europe adventure on social media as best that I can. I will be sharing food, food and coffee. We're going to be taking a pizza class, a pizza making class at a restaurant in Rome, Italy. So we're really excited about that. We have a lot of fun things planned. We're going on a Mediterranean cruise and 2 nights in Barcelona and 2 in Rome. So it's becoming to be more expensive than I had anticipated. So I'm not gonna even total it up at this point, but we're really excited about it. So, all right, let's see. Roberta asked what I use to take the silk off of the corn. So I use the utensil scrubber. It looks like teeth or dentures, but I just use this just for vegetables, so I don't use it for dishes. Let's see. So Janie's asking, how do you reheat on the new deluxe air fryer? So when you turn it on, it defaults to the bottom, which is the air fryer. You're gonna just turn the knob to the reheat setting, and it's very similar to the old air fryer. It has a default time and a default temperature. If you need to change either of those, you can do that. We have reheated quite a few times on there. All right, let's see. Christina asked if the lemon and blood orange pepper jelly is a temporary product. It is. It's while supplies last, and I will tell you that's something that I also love. It is more spicy than this. I think it has a nice kick to it, but if you mix it with the crunchy garlic crisp, you're gonna really have a spicy dish. So if you don't like spicy, don't mix those two things together. The crunchy garlic crisp and the crunchy garlic crisp and the lemon blood orange pepper jelly. You put those two things together, it is a nice spicy dish. I like it, but not if you don't like heat, you don't want to use those together. On their own, they're okay. Let's see. So Barb asked, can you order the micro cooker by itself? Unfortunately, I don't know why, but Pampered Chef made this only available in the set. So you get the 1 quart, the 2 quart, and the 3 quart size. I have asked that they change that, and I hope that they will at some point, but right now, the only way to get this is to buy the set of 3. We use micro cookers every single day here to reheat leftovers. If you don't know this, and the smaller ones, Christian uses the small one. He goes through 2 or 3 of those a day. And if those are all dirty, he'll grab the medium one. But it's great because when you reheat in those with that steaming lid on the top, it keeps the food a really great texture. So normally if you reheat, say, leftover chicken, it doesn't taste all that great in the microwave if you just reheat it in a regular container. But there's something about that steamer that keeps the texture just right. And Keith didn't believe me for the longest time, and now he believes me. And if you buy Chinese food like takeout, or if you have leftovers after you go to like a Japanese steakhouse, it is the best way to reheat rice and the meat, whatever vegetables that you have, just throw it in that micro cooker and it is going to be great. I apologize, I have an itch and I've tried to ignore it, but I can't, so I apologize. I'm done cooking food anyways, and this is for my family, so sorry about that. All right, let's see. Let me see. Terry asked, did I say what type of corn is best to use in this recipe? I just bought whatever Walmart had on the shelf, it was just plain corn on the cob. It was probably a sweet corn. So whatever corn on the cob that's in season. And the very first time I made this recipe, I actually used frozen corn, and I just cooked it in a skillet on the stovetop. So this is, you can make it however way you want. You can cook it in the air fryer, you can cook it in a micro cooker, to be honest, or the stovetop, wherever you want, or you can grill the whole corn cobs on the grill like the recipe says. All right, let's see. Yes, if you like, that crunchy garlic seasoning is so good. So, all right, any last minute questions? It is 9:01, and I am trying my best to do everything in an hour. I feel like we did pretty good tonight, and I was able to get your questions answered. So Juanita said, are there more recipes for the crunchy garlic crisp seasoning? So in the hub, I can't remember who asked me that question earlier, but I'll try and remember to post the Taste Buds Hub link in my group so that you guys can access it. That was a Taste Buds seasoning also, so there are a few more. But our season's best for this season has a delicious crispy ramen dish. It is, I was blown away. It was one of those things I'm like, oh, I'm had a long day. I really don't want to cook dinner. I'm just gonna make this because it uses the cheap ramen packets, but to use the crunchy garlic crisp seasoning. It blew me away how good that recipe was. And it is so easy to make. So that is one that I've definitely used it for. You can also use it on shrimp or shrimp cocktail, lots of things. Anything you like garlic on, go for it. We've used it on chicken, like on the grill. We've used every seasoning Pampered Chef sells on chicken on this grill. You can also use it to do like, if you're making breaded chicken tenders for the air fryer. I have used it with that. You just mix it with like panko breadcrumbs. It's such an easy thing. Dip your chicken or tenders in flour, and then an egg and milk mixture, and then panko crumbs mixed with whatever seasoning you want, and you can make the best chicken tenders or chicken breasts that they taste like they're fried in the air fryer. Let's see. Lisa asks, does the probe need to be plugged in before you start on the Lux electric grill and griddle? And I want to say yes, that it does. You want to plug the probe. It's been so long since I've done this, but if you have the cooking guide, it does have a section. If you don't have it, it's in my recipe group under the file section. There is a section that tells you how to use the probe. If you can't figure that out, let me know or give me a call and I will help you through that. But I'm 99% sure that you have to plug the probe in. I don't use the probe very often on here, so that's why it's not fresh in my brain. Let's see. Robin, that recipe is in my recipe community. If you go to my recipe community and just search ramen, fewer words are typically better to get the search results that you want. Search ramen, and then you can just choose, if you're on your phone or if you're on the computer, depending on where you're looking, there's an option to choose recent posts, and I would choose recent. It's probably the most recent ramen recipe. If you can't find it, let me know. It's also on Pampered Chef's website, so you could go to my website and type in ramen and then choose recipes, and it should give it to you. So you'll be able to get it that way too. Rosie asked, how long will the items in her cart last before they disappear? That is such a great question. So I'm so glad that you asked that, Rosie. So if you are logged into your Pampered Chef account and you are adding items to your cart, they will stay in your cart unless those items sell out. And if they sell out, they will either drop from your cart or you won't be able to check out until you remove items that are sold out. So it'll tell you, you can't go forward because such and such item is sold out. Like last month, it was the 5-in-1 opener sold out. So even people who had it in their cart, but they hadn't checked out. So if you're checked out, then you're good. But in your cart on your end, if you have it in your cart, it's gonna stay there, but you have to be logged in. If you're not logged in and you're just adding items to your cart, it will dump your cart after about an hour and a half or 2 hours. It varies, but it's not a long time. Let's see. Cindy, I'm sorry if there was something I said that was confusing. This party is only open until May the 2nd. So this party will automatically submit on May 2nd. However, if somebody's hosting a party with me that starts tomorrow, those parties will close on May the 12th. So this party does not stay open that long. So I hope that helps. So, okay. Let's see. Any other last questions? you will be able to go back and watch the replay if you missed something. I hope to be doing a live in June, so stay tuned. We come back from Europe and we're home a week, and then we go on a Pampered Chef trip to Disney World. So who goes to Disney to recover from a European vacation, right? The good news is we only live a couple of hours from Disney World, and we are planning to just try to rest as much as possible. Thankfully, even my kids are not huge amusement park people, and so they have no interest in standing in long lines, which I'm so thankful for. But we are going to be home for about a week and then go to Disney. So I've got to figure out what date in June. So stay tuned for more details on that. But there will not be a live event in May. However, I do have something that will happen that starts the day that I leave, and it will run through the end of the month. So you do not want to miss out on that, because even though I'm not going to be here, I'm going to be giving away Pampered Chef, and you're not going to want to miss it. So go to theflipflopchef.com, join my recipe community. I will still have Flip Flop Fridays. I will schedule those posts before I leave. Just know that if you text me, I don't know what text and stuff I will get while I'm out of town, but if I don't answer you quickly, just know that I'll get back to you when I get home. And this post that you see in my group, a lot of them will be scheduled ahead, and so it's not me in real time, okay? What else do I need to say? Oh, and if you win that Flip Flop Friday, I'll do the drawings when I come home. So I probably won't announce it on that Monday after each of those Fridays, but I will mail those to you guys when I get home. So there'll be a little bit of delay in you getting your gifts, but everything will be most as normal in my recipe community there. So any other questions? Let's see. Cindy, you'll probably be fine to get the key lime pie and the jalapeno mix when you're ready to order. Hopefully they have planned ahead, and you know, if you're waiting a week or so, hopefully you're going to be fine. Let's see. Mark, if you look at the top, there's a pinned post here, or if you would like to message me, I'm happy to send you that shopping link. I don't know if I'm connected to you. I don't know if I have you in my text or not, but let me see if I can get this, and I'll share it one more time here in case you don't see that. So let me see here. Hold on one second. Why is this not opening for me? Here we go. So this link, oops, I have to get back to where I was. Hang on. So Mark, I'm going to post the link that has all the information, and the shopping link will be in there as well. All right, so I will be in touch with you guys. Oh, hang on, there we go. I'm not leaving for a couple of weeks, so don't worry. I'm going to be giving some things away during that time as well. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope that you are excited to try this recipe. I hope you learned something you didn't know before today. That's my big goal, is that you know that you learn something new every single time. So I'm going to feed my family, clean up this mess, and stay tuned for more, okay? Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in June, all right?